Looks like we are getting
Yes.
some more people into chat. Soishiru is in chat, so is Misamiya. So glad to see that you guys are actually able to.
And it looks like, are we live? I believe we have gone live right here, so welcome ladies and gentlemen to the semifinals of the North American 6's Newbies Cup. We have a ton of spamming going down and great pressure from Clarks onto knock the medic, and down goes Med and Honorado for red. That's Feel, we're just going to call them, as, oh my goodness, tons of chaos going on right there. And blue, though, is going to be able to outlast, even though they did lose their medic as well.
Kyoshi's the last one up, but he is getting chased down by a scout right now. I'd be surprised if he can stay alive. He is going to get pistoled down here for sure. There he goes, Kyoshi, the last of Feel to go down. That's going to be tough when you don't have your demo to put up traps on lobby. We should be able to have the blue team, Kernal Panic, just walk right in because they know that that demo's down. We are getting an off class from Bruno, I want to say.
What's that? Oh yeah, he has gone heavy right there for this last point defense. And also, Red is building. They're going to have a bit of Uber advantage because they've been building, even though 11Z's went down as well. He has not been building as fast for that Uber. So we'll see if that figures into this defense at all. Probably just going to hold it and wait for Blue's push in. And Blue, of course, going to try to do something to get that one pick that will make the difference in the momentum in terms of pushing in. They lose Clarks, so so far they
come
don't.
Back as a pick class, if I had to say. No, you did not.
Oh, you were wrong. I would expect that too, because he did just kind of suicide in there. Sniper would not be a bad idea for Gullywash last. Spy, also fun.
Know that there's a heavy. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll send in a roamer to sack. Maybe their roamer is a much better sniper. You know, you never know.
We do not, but we do have both Ubers ready to go right now.
A scout is in water. A scout's underneath. Oh, he has been spotted out. He is going to run away.
Just drawing some attention right now, so kind of scouting things out, I guess he has. Oh, the Ubers have been popped, though, in middle of last. Blue Uber not getting very much room there and falling back immediately. Red did not lose any players. Oh, but Knock actually does go down. Daylick finished off the med for Heavenly Field right there. So where was that defense for the med? That's a big play right there. Left to defend without any sort of overheals.
Yeah, and if you were Kernal Panic here, I don't know if you would try to buff up and push in while they don't even have any buffs, or whether since you know you have that advantage you should wait, get that full Uber, and then push in with buffs and invincibility. If it were me, that's what I would have done. And I think that is what they're doing. They're going to wait for Uber and then start to push in with that. They're kind of holding back, surprisingly, on Riverside. You think they'd maybe try to secure a lower lobby a little bit, because I expect to see a red player come in and try to force. Maybe a roamer will come around balcony. It's not being watched very well at the moment.
But yeah, we do have this Uber ready to go for Kernal Panic. Hopefully they're going to get something a little bit more coordinated than their last push, which was not very well done. Let's see, they do have this Uber popped coming in through the door. Looks like Knock has fallen back into spawn, so he's going to survive this one and going to have an Uber ready to go. Except he's being pressured right now by this jumping soldier. Can't get there, and there's nobody on the point except the heavy, and spun up. He will be able to defend it for Heavenly Feel. However, Blue Medic just goes down, and Soma, the only one alive for Blue, gets pistoled down by Hellnut. That was absolute insanity.
That was a crazy defense coming out of field, because the medic just kind of jumped on the point with an Uber saw, went down immediately, and somehow just the heavy weapons guy and the scout and the soldier were just able to clean up the kills. It was really well played by them.
I don't know about that. Knock had about 95% Uber. So maybe stay back and spawn and wait till someone to spawn. I don't know. But regardless, it worked. They're able to push out into second and have a bit of momentum going in now, and the Ubers are relatively equal. So we'll see how they decide to play this.
Ooh, Clarks and some equals one do go down. That might prompt the soft push in by Field. Looks like they're kind of peeking around big door, trying to get something in. A scout does sneak in. He's going to sneak around and see what he can see. But Blue is kind of holding back by their elbow. They look to be getting out, as Red's going to take just ground. Even if they don't take any kills, they're going to be able to take this middle point and position themselves very well for the Uber fight on to second.
Do have a lot of spam coming from both demo men through choke. We got some sticky traps set up there from Zuma, so he knows what he's doing, just needs to stay alive and wait for that right time to pop. Wouldn't be a bad idea now, but the sticky trap has been spotted out and keeps the medic alive for this red push. They do pop this Uber, and down goes 11. Sees a nice jump in there from Honorado, as well as the scouts cleaning up. There's only 2 up right now for Kernal Panic, and Red's just going to continue pushing on. They know they have this huge player advantage, going to continue with their momentum. Dovahkiin, the scout, trying to defend last, but he's not going to be able to, and this will probably be a capture for Team Feel, or Heavenly Touch, the Brazilian team. So a nice round right there, able to come back after they lost some ground, but doing nice work. Any thoughts on that, Shredder?
Thought they had really consistent push outs from their last. It's really hard to generally get your team all together to be able to push out, and since Blue Ash is such a small map, you actually can take like 2 or 3 points on a big swing, but you really need to have your team completely together, and it looks like Heavenly Touch was able to do that. They must have practiced together because they have great team cohesion. It's just working out great for them.
Yeah, this ping's not a factor, it seems, so far. We do have this mid-fight going on like crazy. Looks like Nock has his Ubersaw out trying to take out the scout who's pressuring him. She's, oh my goodness, being really, really crazy right now. About 5 health left and does get pistoled down by Dovahkiin. Where was the defense on that medic? Poor Nock is all by himself. This is a really scrappy mid-fight as red team is just everywhere and taking on these battles where they're outnumbered. So Kernal Panic able to capture the point. They were playing a little bit more smartly, able to take on those 2-to-1 fights and finish off the Heavenly Feel or Heavily Touched players that were not well suited for battles. But Heavenly Touch does have their demo man guarding the door right there with some nice stickies. Oh.
That was a beautiful headshot by Dream XX. I want to say that was on a flying soldier, might have been on a flying scout, but he is going to get pressured out here. He does go down. So I would expect to see Kernal Panic push right back in right now before red team does have the Uber. Scout goes water. He's going to try to distract the team, pull them back, pull the heavy away from the medic while the rest of the team can jump the medic.
Oh, he's actually just going to get a ton of time on the point, too. Nobody was watching the point, and wow, Clark's got a lot of time right there, so now red team is going to have to stick close to that point. They do have their Uber ready, and both scouts did go down for Kernal Panic, so we'll see if any pushes incoming. They're going to have to wait, though, right?
Yeah, I was really shocked just in general there. Like, it just seemed like the scout ran in, faced the heavy, and then the heavy walked away, and I'm like, oh, the heavy must have gotten the scout. But no. So grateful for the scout either juking or doing something, maybe even Boston bashing this heavy. But it is going to be hard for the blue team to push in now that the red team has their Uber. We'll try to see if Kernal Panic can make something happen, get a quick pick, or maybe get some sort of sacrifice in for a sniper play.
We just still have that heavy Bruno, who is spun up right behind the point. Yeah, he's just kneeling and spun up. That is not going to be fun to push into, but as long as you get your calls and target him down well enough, that should be good. We have some taunting going on in the window. What is Clark's doing?
That's great. I think it is kind of a mistake, though, not to have this heavy be overhealed, because pushing into a 450 health beast is so much more difficult than pushing into a measly 300 health fat Russian man. Because a fat Russian man can be 3 meat shot, but an overhealed beast takes 5. So it is much harder for scouts to sneak under. Looks like everyone's just equalizing. They did lose to Clarks and Dalek, but I don't think this can really prompt the push out of red. Their positioning is not that great. If blue can hold their position right here, they should be able to just wait for those respawns.
Oh man, Assam =1 was pushing forward a little bit too much and peeked his head where it should not have been. He went down, so with that, red is going to push out of last right here. They haven't popped their Uber or anything, and blue has retreated up. We'll see if red can do anything. They're stuck right now in lobby. They did take down Dalek. Both soldiers now down, and red doesn't look like they really want to continue pushing up here. Blue scout gets in lobby, but the caber is out, but don't worry, Kiyoshi uses his stickies. I would have liked to see Caber play right there. But Levices did pop his Uber. Meanwhile, Nock did not. So red has this 100% advantage. And 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 Where are they is the question. They should really
They
be on
are
the second.
just
They're holding
on
at last.
last, which is crazy because they have a scout and a soldier up by balcony, completely disconnected from the rest of the team. And you think maybe they would be wanting to go for a play, but that would be more if they're in like an Uber disadvantage. They have the Uber for Colonel Panic. I'm not sure what they're doing. Finally, they start to push out, but they may have waited too long.
Oh, it looks like a nice force right there. Clark's forced that Uber pop, and Heavenly Touch not going to be able to do what they really should have been able to do with that huge Uber advantage, which was to push onto mid. Lemons is already at about 60% Uber right there, so real missed opportunity for Heavenly Touch. They're just going to try to push onto mid right now with a soft push as Elevensies has fallen back with his demo. So taking this ground despite the fact that they don't have any real sort of advantage. Again, just taking the ground, not any players. We'll see how...
Immediately after this, I'd expect Elevensies to just push right back in with his team, because he has the Uber and he has the players, well, with the exception of Clark, who just gets taken down on the flank, but they can come in with this.
Yeah, so I agree. A counter or a push right here would be well advised if they can figure out the positioning where Nock is, but Nock is already building so fast, he's probably going to have this Uber very soon, and the opportunity is going to be wasted for Colonel Panic. I don't know about this. Oh, there we go.
Dovak in, so that could be an explanation for the lack of a push there. Also, I did not spot that sniper earlier, the sniper of Dream XX, so he's going to be locking down some sightlines, making sure that the medic and all the players have to come through certain places rather than others. That'll be an interesting variety, but just kind of stalematey right now. Kind of waiting for someone to make a play.
There's one thing I noticed about newer players playing competitive. You have a wide spectrum. You have those teams that are just so rash and impatient that they push without any sort of Uber advantages. They don't really take into account every piece of information, and they just push through chokes and whatnot, and there's no stalemates. Then you have the other teams that are very, very cautious and careful and will wait until everything's perfect in order to make a push. It looks like that's what we're dealing with here from Heavenly Touch. They do push in, and down goes Elevensies. He dropped his Uber right there. Huge, huge play out of Heavenly Touch. They push on with this heavy, so interesting decision to continue with that heavy class as they now are going on to last 3 down for Colonel Panic. We'll see if they can get some sort of defense set up here. Dovahkiin is waiting for that med, see if he can get the med pick, but he needs to get on the point because there is such presence right there, and that is going to be another round win for Heavenly Touch.
Wow, the Brazilians coming out and showing what they can do. I think the offensive heavy was a little bit of a risky play because if he does get taken, like, he's just not very mobile. But when you have the time and you have the stalemate, you can bring your heavy all the way up, and then they did a really nice little pinch. But as we get to this third mid fight, we already have Kiyoshi fast on locking out a lot of players out of that big door area, and it's going to give his red team, scouts, and the soldiers time to take the point. Looks like Field does have the positioning. Elevensies goes down really early. Health on Colonel Panic is terrible, and I expect them to be cleaned up very quickly. There we go. Dovahkiin's the only one laughed up, and he is most likely running back to his last, trying to make something.
Yeah, so great mid-fight right there out of Heavenly Touch. They have so much momentum rolling into this last point now. As you said, Dovahkiin is the only one up. They just now got these respawns, so some stickies will be on the point from Zoma, but there's going to be this 100% Uber ready to go very, very soon for Heavenly Touch, and the Brazilians are out for blood. I love it. They also still have their snipe going, so that off-class could be really, really huge in terms of maybe a medic pick, maybe something big going on here for Team Heavenly Touch. But we do have this Uber ready to go. And down goes Dalek, so the sniper takes care of one soldier. We'll see if this Uber can take care of the rest of it, pushing combo back into the spawn. Meanwhile, Scout coming from River is on the point, and that is going to be a fast round win for Heavenly Touch.
Heavenly Touch really showing their stuff. This is incredible to watch. Even if you just look at the dominations, it is a halftime, but dominations were about 3, I think, on the largest. Almost everyone had 1 domination for Heavenly Touch, which is just like crazy looking at their pings. They're still able to play so well, especially with all the snipes. I don't know how they do it. Brazilians, man, they must all just get it from Power.
I think that's got to be it.
Power is on another account. He's on his alt. That'd be hilarious. But of course, that didn't happen. that would
Oh,
compromise the integrity of the North America / South America Newbie Cup mix, sponsored by Comp.tf, the best Wikipedia page for competitive Team Fortress DOS.
There you go, you got it all out. But there's actually some controversy in the European one. It seemed like Jukebox was playing, because there was a player named Jukebox, who of course is a Prem player, but it turns out it wasn't him. But Pledge thought it was him for a while, and that was kind of funny. But no, of course, this is for newbies only. People who don't have any experience in the ESCA League or ETF2L above Div 5, I believe.
Yes.
But
yes,
you were too good for it, right?
I was like one too high, and it's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, it is so much fun to cast these games and be able to see everyone, because a lot of these players I have seen out at newbie mixes, which I will talk about in a little bit. Like Zoma was once a newbie at newbie mixes, and now he's here in the semifinals, so it's great to watch all of the little grasshoppers come up and really take off with a team. Especially, I think on the adopted team, we have Midnight and at least one other person who are also early newbies in the newbie mix. So for those of you who don't know, newbie mix is an event that I run with Nuna and Mr. Perfect every Saturday night. It is 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, for 3 hours, where we just get a whole bunch of newbies together in a mumble, having a great time. And when you play, you're paired up with a coach who has at least one season of ESEA experience. So this could be someone like Eldritch, the Invite Medic, someone like Z Ryan, right, Invite Roamer, or just like random people who you may not have heard of from ESE Open, but who are still committed to helping just you learn everything. And it's great because you can ask questions. That's the key thing. You can be like, I don't know what this is, like, please tell me, what do I do here? They can help you main call, they can let you main call and like critique afterwards, and almost across the board we always hear people saying it's fantastic.
It absolutely is. I've played a couple of matches. I was saying before that one time I was matched up with Sigma as my coach, and it was absolutely incredible. Another time I was matched up with Sal, who doesn't have any ESEA experience, so I don't know how he got through, but Sal, of course, a great guy in terms of strategy, so it was a great learning experience as well. But yeah, so definitely check those out, guys. That's on every Saturday night, right? Regardless if the post goes up, that's definitely happening. Correct?
Yes, that always happens, regardless of whether the post does go up, because sometimes Nuna and I forget, sometimes we're on vacation, but it will always happen in that channel. There will be people adminning it. Luzard is another great admin who keeps track of things. I'm sure I'm going to forget at least one, but we like to keep things running well. And Friday nights is actually a new thing happening called Newbie Pugs, which is a lot like Newbie Mixes, a little bit of a higher skill level, but there are no coaches, so it's just a chance to kind of get a hang of calling yourself without having the crutch of having a coach, which can be super helpful as you're starting out, but you know, at some point you really need to be able to learn how to have your own game sense. So that's great, because players are about the same that you're going to play with the next night on Saturday. You really form bonds, and I have like probably 90% of my friends are from Newbie Pugs or Newbie Mixes.
Oh, that's so cute. And also, in terms of players who don't have time to join a league to play every night and to scrim and stuff like this, it's a great opportunity to get that competitive experience, just in case there's a time in your life where you may be able to have that amount of time. But for if this is what you can do right now in terms of school or work or whatever, once or twice a week on the weekends, definitely check it out and to quench that TF2 competitive thirst. I know sometimes I'm just like, man, I just got to play some sixes comp, and then I'll do the newbie mixes and get my butt handed to me, and then remember why I don't play comp sixes.
Of course. We like to think that we match everyone with teams that are about their own skill level, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. But if you come, you'll...
I think you're having problems pushing your shift button again. Push to talk is hard.
It is. So that problem that time was sticky keys, since I am on a Windows, and shift. It's like, are you sure you want to press shift another 5 times? I'm like, yes, I do. It's a struggle.
Oh man, maybe we should just go back to continuous. But anyway, it looks like we're just waiting here. I don't know what they're waiting for, but anybody in chat watching or whatever, we are ready to go. You guys should be ready to go too. We have a long night of a couple more matches in front of us, so we should get this game going. Not sure what time it is in Brazil. It's got to be, I think it's around Eastern time, right?
Not entirely sure. I'm sure someone in chat will correct us. But who knows?
We got some questions here in chat about, we are ready to go for this. Let's see, we're on the 4th round. Heavenly Touch is up 3-0, so Kernal Panic has to get something going here. They really need a strong mid-fight, but even though they had a strong mid-fight last time, they were not able to continue with that aggression and momentum, so we'll see what happens right here.
Ooh, and they lose 3 players immediately to the combined pressure of the scouts and the soldiers with Zoma, Dovahkiin, and Clarkstown. It's going to...
Your push talk buttons are just terrible, but yeah, Heavenly Touch coming out here very, very strong. They only lost 1 player, and that was Bruno. They're going to continue pushing forward. Red did get a response in time. They went down, or just the soldier and med combo are going to be up here at second. Respawn's not able to come back in time. We'll see. They are gathering on balcony right there, but Elevensies is taking so much damage and just took a pill right to the feet. I'm gonna have to fall back, and I think the best bet for Kernal Panic right now is just a solid defense on last.
They have already lost 3, but Kernal Panic, Elevensies is so close to having his Uber. He really does want to get that, just in case. He will get that. He's 3% away, but he's not healing anyone. I don't even know what's happening. Why is he stuck at 97%? It's crazy. There we go. He does finally have it. Blue Uber is popped out of the bottom. We will try to see what they can do. They do force the red Uber. They're going to try to force red to flash. They're doing a great job jumping around, but not that much damage being exchanged. Looks like Blue Medic did lag out. That was a knock.
He does 163 ping, so I guess we can't blame him too much, but that's going to be huge. No reheals as red or blue comes pushing in here. Levensies goes down because Kiyoshi had stickies everywhere, and absolutely amazing work right here from the few blue players that are here. Hellnut goes down, and Bruno did some nice work, but not able to finish it off.
Hellnut just swing that Boston Basher freely. Whoa!
The Demo Man! Kiyoshi was still alive. He was in river, came up, put stickies on the point, and capped it with that pain train, and with the the thing with the nail in it. So getting that time. That is the paint train. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So absolutely great work right there from Kiyoshi. So that
that was just impressive. Once again, the blue demo gets there incredibly quickly and is going to be sticking off Big Door. It's just kind of hard. The Fed eats an early sticky. 11Z's down to 27 health almost immediately. 2 down for Kernal Panic. They only take Hellknot and health. Ooh, there goes 2 more. One of the headshot, one of the scattergun.
Oh, and down
was
goes
the last one up.
Oh man, so brutal destruction right here. Only a Hellknot went down for Heavenly Touch right there. This is going to be a very fast round. It's shaping up to be. And remember, the winner is whoever takes 5 rounds, and Heavenly Touch is already at 4. With this Uber advantage pushing on to second right there, there's no chance of defending second. And then Kernal Panic has realized that they're gone on to last. I don't see any off-classing. I really think maybe an engineer, sniper. Okay, we do have a heavy up. Dovahkiin has gone that heavy fat man, and he's going to just do the positioning that he did before, which is right behind point. And I definitely agree with you. He needs these overheals to really use the heavy to the best of advantage.
And they have to watch out for the headshots, and Daylight goes down. Clarks is just respawning now. They really just need to get the kills with this Uber, but double scouts on the point, nothing you can do. That will be game. So
Wow.
GG's out to feel.
Ping what? This Brazilian team just showing themselves to be truly, truly dominant, and it doesn't matter what their ping is. They're just doing great work in this North American Cup. So congratulations to Heavenly Touch. Fierce battle from Kernal Panic, but just eventually outplayed in the end.